So that's what I set out to do. Learn some chemistry. And you getting used to it now? Okay. And some biology, some chemistry, some biology, some physics, and some calculus, because I was going to college to fulfill the dream of becoming a doctor. It was my parents' dream, not mine, but 1994. I double bag it. I don't know where I've been. You gotta pay for this, son. You gotta get a sneak peek. 1994. Case Western Reserve University. Freshman year. Cleveland, Ohio. I had never been surrounded by so many Indians in my life. Not just because I was in Cleveland. Cleveland Indians? Anyone? Cleveland Indians? And the Browns, Cleveland Browns? 2 reasons we should do it. Guess I shouldn't be so cavalier about it. Very funny, I know, that hurt. So there I was, and I had never been surrounded by so many Indians. And I think subconsciously I was driven away by all things Indian. I love how the Indians are like, dude, that's a Beatles song, come on. My family, we took a trip to India when I was 9 years old, and we spent 8 weeks over in India. And of the 8 weeks we were there, I was dehydrated for 6 of them. I woke up one night so stiff and so weak that I could not move a muscle in my body. So I could not wait to return home, and where I could, have cooler weather and eat the cereal and drink the milk. And so, even had my soul yearned to return to the East, my body craved the West. So my parents, were always trying to, Indianize me a little bit more, and that was tough in Ohio. They would try to get me involved in like Diwali functions, the Indian Christmas, then holy functions, the Indian Easter. And they would enroll me in these things, said you have to participate. And I always opted for the role of the host at those functions because that way I could get the attention, but I didn't have to interact with any Indian people up close. I didn't know them. I didn't want to know them. I felt very uncomfortable around them. And I hadn't done a lot of things that Indians had done. I didn't grow up with them. I hadn't read our sacred texts like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, which are the Indian Old and New Testament. I don't know how it matches up, actually. The point is that I felt like they were in a secret club, and I was not in it. Right? I mean, right. It totally does. I love that. Just sing it, sister. Okay. And I didn't want to be in this club. So imagine my surprise when I fell for the captain of this club. Her name was Shivani. Yeah, she was pretty legit. I got her attention one day because I figured out how to flatter Indian girls. You just have to tell them they don't look Indian. Hey, that's your issue, not mine. It's not on me. I walked right up to her and I go, gosh, Shivani, you're so beautiful. You don't look Indian. She goes, thank you. And so it began. It was Shivani. She was the first girl I liked in college, the first girl that I drank with regularly and had to go to the bathroom with, first girl I thought I might be in love with, and definitely the first Indian girl that I liked. It was unbelievable. We became practically best friends. We lived in the same dorm, and we would spend 5 hours a night in the same room. And we would just sit and talk for 5 hours every night. And I just never made a move. I did not do anything. We were a mixtape away from dating, really. Or maybe a lean-in, maybe a taking the plunge move, but it just didn't happen. And I don't know if I was just like vulnerable and just didn't feel like being more vulnerable. I didn't know if I was scared to death of that now higher and higher pressure kiss, or what if she did kiss me and Debbie materialized and reprimanded me. I don't know, I was a mess, okay? And it really affected my schoolwork. I forgot how to do school. I was so obsessed with Shivani that I just couldn't do anything. After getting an A on every single test first semester, I finished that first semester freshman year with a 3.27 GPA. The Indians are like, so you failed. And the downward spiral had begun. By the end of the spring, I lost my presidential scholarship, which was worth half my tuition, all because I had no intuition. And I was supposed to not go back the second year, but I begged my parents to send me back, and they took out all these loans that they didn't know why, and it was really only to go back and see Shivani. And by the end of the second year, I essentially failed out of school. I earned a D and 2 Fs on my final report card that did not read Rajiv needs to settle down. And I had a 1.24 GPA for that semester. I had been pre-med, and now I'm post-med. I just skipped the med part. But that was it. My chase of medical school was over. And $25,000. That's what it cost my family. 25 G's. 25 G's? Really? To be a litany of firsts and none that mattered? First Indian I liked? $25,000 for that? I mean, 25, she should at least be her first BJ. That might be worth it. Maybe that might be worth it. But that's what happened. I left Cleveland. I was going to be the tragic hero. I was going to be the entertainer, the friend, and I was going to be the tragic hero. And I was into comedy, and irony's funny, so what the hell? And but that's what I figured is if, and I wish I had a better punchline to go here, but I don't. Sometimes that's just life. And it was really tough. I eventually moved back in to my parents' place, and I went to the University of Cincinnati, and the whole case debacle turned out to be more of a nightmare than a dream for my parents.